Very good morning. My name is Antoinette Nirvana, and you are listening to the Body and Mind interviews. Body and Mind is your health and wellness online directory for professionals. And today we welcome one of our members, Delia Vipond, and she is finding your inner goddess. Morning, Delia. How are you doing?
I'm very well, and you? Thank you.
Good. Well, we are expecting a big storm or at least a lot of rain today in Cape Town, which we are very, very happy. We've had, as you know, quite a severe drought. Day zero and all sorts of things. So yeah, sitting wrapped up and waiting for the rain to come. So Delia, so just before we get into what is finding your inner goddess, I'd like to find out more about you. How did you get onto this journey? What was the catalyst that brought you into doing what you are doing at the moment? And a little bit of a personal background story.
I think it goes right back to actually when I was a very young little girl, having gone through issues throughout my life and sexual abuse, bullying, even bullying at work, and just the trauma I carried it with me, and I held back a lot. And it came to a point where, when I did get divorced from my first husband, I was at such a low point, and he put me onto a course. And I went on this course, and it was the most traumatic experience that I have ever been on. It was a course that broke me down, and I vowed that I would never, ever um, allow a woman to go through a course like I did. And so it put this process in my mind 9 years ago of how I would like to empower women. And it was through my journey of deep hurt and deep anguish that allowed me to say, it's okay, Delia. There's other women out there who are probably far worse than you. And that is what set the process going for me. And it was a very uplifting journey for me. I never look at any of my experiences as being terrible. They were traumatic, but I needed them. I needed them to become the woman that I am today. And so that's where finding your inner goddess started. And through that process, I then decided that I needed to create a journal for women to empower themselves and to do it in a gentle way. And I'm actually passionate about it. I will also help women where they need it.
Great. That sounds amazing. Well, I can't wait to hear more. And here is the invitation to thrive. Are you overwhelmed by your present circumstances? How often do you find that life has dealt you a bad hand, which is beyond our control, and we feel we are drowning? And this is one of the quotes that I took off your page of the Body and Mind website. And so very intriguing, of course, it's something we all go through in this point of, just being overwhelmed and feel that we are drowning. So tell us about this journal and finding your inner goddess. What is the process, and what is it that you are offering to people?
Well, it's a journal of about 126 pages, and it starts off where you are right now. So you have to actually be honest to yourself. This is a journal that allows you to be 100% authentic. So you start the process, and we also talk about grounding, because it's vital to ground ourselves, because many of us don't understand how important grounding is. So you go through the process of grounding yourself, and then you go through different aspects of how to find that inner goddess. And it's got lovely exercises in here that you can do. And this book cannot be done on a weekend or overnight. It is a process. So you've got to do it gently with yourself. And I advise people to actually do it once a week. If you are able to even do it on your own, that's good. But the great thing about this journal is that you can actually do it as a home group with very close friends who are also wanting to empower themselves. So instead of having your book club, you can actually have your inner goddess group at home. And also one can do it as a workshop where facilitators can take this book and work through it with women who want to empower themselves. So you go through the very, very different exercises to reach a point where you've actually know you are safe. And then it takes you to the next part of the journey, and that is empowering that goddess that you know. And going through these exercises, you then acknowledge who you are. And the second part of this journal takes you through a wonderful, wonderful moment of and you will then say who you are. That first word of who you are will come to you, and that is who you will embrace. That is your inner goddess. And so I encourage ladies out there, all the women out there who feel that they are going through despair. You don't have to be going through despair. This journal takes you through that moment where you can forge through to be the God-given goddess that you are entitled to be. It's I said to someone the other day, they said to me, what is it about this journal that gets to you? And I said to them, in this journal, you will realize that we have been honored with the gift of life. And that gift of life we're given to ourselves by a higher being. And we should be honoring God, a higher being, whatever you want to name the universe. We need to honor it by honoring ourselves, because when we honor ourselves, you will then empower yourself to be the goddess within. And by empowering ourselves, you then become a great person to be around other people. And this journal takes you through those processes.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, and I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. So you developed this journal and all the processes throughout this workbook or journal. Is that correct?
That's correct. I've done it through seeing what works, what works. I did a journey 6 years ago, for someone who was going through an absolute nightmare, and she went to Malaysia and she was working on her journal, and people were saying to her, I love what you've got there. And she told them about the journal, but I put it away. And the right time is now, especially with the stuff that women are going through now, with sexual abuse and all the stuff we women have to carry on our shoulders. The right time is now for us to empower ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that is why, and that's why the processes in here are gentle, because we don't need the harshness. The world is already harsh. We don't need the harshness. This journal is gentle, and it takes you through the processes where you actually say, you know what? I'm good. I can do this. And so, yes, so exercises have been created for each of us to go through.
Yeah, it's very, very good. I'm very keen for myself. And tell me, what are these journals cost? And I'm also particularly love the way that one can have like a little home group, and the way that you are passing it forward and saying, well, this is the work I created, but it's not mine. So take it to your community, do little workshops, and take this and help other women. It's that is so powerful. To be able to say, just take it and run workshops with it or run groups. I really like that. So what is the journal cost?
The journal costs 265 Rand. That's excluding postage. But anyone who wants to create a home group, and say you've got, I've said 4 home groups. If there's five books you want to buy, you'll get your 6th one free. And and those will go. So that's 265, and then the 6th one is free, and then they will also get a Inner Goddess crystal pen that will go with it. So, and I also have an exercise here called I Am, and it's such a beautiful exercise in here. And so I'm also doing a little bag that will go with the book called I Am, and that will come as part of the gift of this journal, because in the back of this book you've got this beautiful I Am exercise to do. And so it's a stunning. Even I say so myself.
Yeah, no, I can hear it. And so you can literally have a what is the word, a facilitated little group where there's one person who can. We don't have to have Delia here. Of course, it would be nice to have Delia here, but it can be just one person who is passionate enough about this to facilitate a group, correct?
100%. I want the message to get out there to all women. You are allowed to be empowered. And if there's people out there, women out there who say, you know what, I want to run with this and I'm going to create workshops, I celebrate you. If you can do that, please buy the journal. The only thing I do request is that people make sure everyone has their own journal.
And with these workshops, would that be called the Inner Goddess? Would you be able to use that then? And because it's your brand, I mean,
I would like them.
Yeah.
I would like them to use that, Finding Your Inner Goddess, because that is exactly it. It is a brand, but it's a brand for women to use. I don't want people to use it in the wrong context.
Exactly.
It is to empower women in a positive way. So Finding Your Inner Goddess, and if they want to run with workshops, all they have to do is send me an email or get hold of me via, I have a Facebook page called Finding Your Inner Goddess. They can contact me and I will gladly help anyone who wants to do workshops. And of course, if anyone would like me to come as a guest speaker and talk about Finding Your Inner Goddess at a breakfast or a lunch or even a dinner, where we promote Finding Your Inner Goddess, promote the empowerment of women, because I'd say it over and over again, it is empowering women, and we are allowed to be empowered.
Great. So, Delia, just as we are wrapping up, it's already gone over our 12 minutes, but I could talk to you for hours. We're already heading for 14 minutes. So, please give us your contact details. Firstly, where are you based is number one. How can people get hold of you? You've already mentioned your Facebook page, which is Finding Your Inner Goddess on Facebook. And then if you can just give us your other contact details, please.
It's Delia at finding.co.za, and my cell number is 082 803 4489, and I have a website called Finding Your Inner Goddess. So it's www.findingyourinnergoddess.co.za, and I am based in Midrand.
Okay, so that's up in Gauteng area. And then, of course, with that contact details, you can also find any of the information on our website, which is www.bodyandmind.co.za. And don't forget that we are now available as an app, either on Android and the iPhone, so you can download the app and find any of our therapists, our teachers, beautiful people like Delia Vipond on this app and find everything you need in the palm of your hand. So, Delia, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to end off. I'm keen to speak to you after this interview and chat to you a little bit more. So, thank you for today's time that you've given us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and to all, be empowered.
Thank you. Bye.